Yeah.
So I want to take a little bit of a transition and talk. So we've talked about our viewpoints on this, and now I want to start moving towards a little bit more of the advice that you two have to offer to everybody joining us. And so, Mike, I'm going to come to you, and I want you to talk about the role of data in truly transforming an organization and why you think that's such a critical component. And then Francis will come to you to get some of that tangible advice as well before we round out for today.
Okay. So if I think back 3 years ago when I was doing some work with Watson at IBM, and I was doing a lot of work with robotic process automation, I was kind of sort of strategically dissatisfied in the sense that, particularly in the RPA space, I was helping to move data from one place to another and move it faster without due consideration for whether that data was accurate or not. And in fact, in reality, in many cases, I was taking data from a spreadsheet or a system, which was probably 30% wrong, and just moving it into the back-end systems more quickly. So that doesn't seem to be terribly fulfilling. And part of my transformation in moving to Antworks has been about focusing on how do you get organizations to bring in data into their organizations which is accurate and digitized and get the full value of data, particularly from unstructured data, into their analytical systems as fast as possible. And that's what I'm doing here at Antworks, I guess. And it kind of links to what Kieran was saying about value. Throughout my career, I've always understood business cases as not just being about cost. They're about new revenue streams, cost reduction, addressing risk, addressing customer satisfaction and retention, addressing employee experience and other stakeholders. So what I'd like to do is give you an example of change becoming transformation. So one of the projects we've been working on is in pet insurance. So the client wants to reduce the cost of claims. So they receive an invoice from a veterinary surgeon, and they come and say, well, we want to be able to process them more quickly. Can we use intelligent document processing to strip the data and make the claim faster? So, but when you realize with AI, machine learning and OCR all wrapped together, is that you can take that invoice and you can get the name of the vet, where the vet is, the name of the pet owner, the name of the pet, the breed of the pet, the problem, the treatment, and the cost of each of the elements, and start to think about, actually, that data has always existed in the company, but all they took was the name of the vet to be paid, the name of the owner of the pet, or probably the policy number, and then made the payment after a quick check. But if you've got all of that data, you can use that data in a different way. So, for example, we know this vet treats this dog with this animal, this illness, with this treatment at this cost, with a better outcome. So actually, any dog with this problem in this area is going to be directed towards that vet. So you can create a set of use cases or scenarios where you're adding value to the customer, improving retention, and all of that. But all of the other data about the condition, the performance, the clients realize, well, I can put that information real time into my underwriting system and outperform my competitors, and actually start to transform my product in a new way. And that's opening up new opportunities. So you take an example of change becoming transformation, you start to realize actually the automation was driving a capture of richer data, and that richer data was then feeding analytical systems and underwriting systems and transforming it. And what does that mean? It means a lower cost. It means more revenue. It means lower operational risk because of greater accuracy in the data being collected, and it means better returns for investors. So that would be my example.